Welcome! We're together!
Yay! Gretchen came down to visit me and we thought, let's get our May video done since we're gonna be in the same spot. We are on to May and new month, new challenge. And you might have seen our little teaser that our new challenge, our new theme for May is track your day in May. So we have two goals with this new theme. One being we want to make ourselves more aware of what we're eating and what we're putting in our bodies. And the best way to do that, to hold yourselves accountable to that, is to journal it, to write it down or keep it in your phone, or however, we're gonna go over some ways to do that. But we want to be aware of how much we're eating and what we're eating. So awareness is our first goal. And the second thing we want us to do is we want to train our metabolism. So we want our metabolism to be working for us all day long. And the best way to do that is to keep it going by eating more often and eating the right percentages of protein, carbs, and fat. So the good news is, maybe for some of you, you're gonna get to eat a little more often and a little more. And we've been, practicing on ourselves in the month of April, and we needed to eat significantly more. Mm-hmm. And we were like, at first we were like, we're so full, we could not eat anything else. So the other good part of this is you're not going to be hungry either. So that's good. So yay, stick with us here. So,
yay, cool.
All right, so how are we going to do it?
Yeah, so there's going to be two ways that you can track. Jess is going to talk about using pen and paper, and I'm going to tell you about MyFitnessPal. So for those of you who are ready for that next level, you really want to have an idea of exactly what you're eating and what's going in your body, you can use the app MyFitnessPal. And if you are not used to using MyFitnessPal or you don't know anything about it, we're going to do a Zoom training. It will put up information about when it's going to be. It's a link you click and you join a chat room with us, and we're going to be troubleshooting it with you. And we're also going to be posting a document that's going to show you a little bit about MyFitnessPal and about tracking. And what we want you to do is for the first 3 days, just eat normally. Eat exactly how you've been eating, because we want you to see a baseline for where you're at. And then after about the 3rd to 5th day, then start really looking at like, okay, now I'm really gonna change my eating, because awareness, that was really hard for me at first to put in exactly what I was eating, because I knew it wasn't perfect. And I was kind of embarrassed about it. But if you can't get honest with yourself and you can't get honest with your tribe of your people, your community, you're just going to continue to live in that, place of just sort of being unaware. So I encourage you to be really honest the first 3 days, just like we both were.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was quite eye-opening, mm-hmm. wasn't it? We both call each other, we're like, eating way too many carbs, way too many! No wonder why we're hungry all the time. So, yeah, so that's good. And so we understand, okay, MyFitnessPal, it is a great app, but I almost gave up on it in the first 24 hours because it's frustrating and I didn't know how to figure things out. I can be a very impatient person when it comes to that stuff. And Gretchen's like, girl, just stick with this. And now I love it, right? For you. But we understand that there are some of you out there that are just like, no, apps are not for me. I don't want to keep things on my phone. I use my phone to call people and that's it. And that's totally cool. So we have created a worksheet for you. Worksheet?
Yeah, paper.
A document,
paper
I guess.
Log.
Yeah, paper log. And you can just print out 30 of them or 31. How many days are in May?
31.
31 of them and write them down every day just to keep track of it. Make it a goal. Be like, okay, if I can just record what I eat for even the first 2 weeks, and then maybe you'll get really into it like I did. And now it's like, okay, I can't wait to put, sometimes, unless I eat pizza. No, I'm just kidding. But, it really does hold you accountable when you realize, oh, if I have to bite it, I have to write it. And it will make you say no to certain things because you're gonna have to write that sucker down, and so it's a really, really great tool. We're super excited for you guys.
Yay! And a part of this is going to be teaching you about macros. And so those of you who really know a lot about nutrition, you're familiar with this, but some of us who are just getting started, we might not know that eating certain things affects your metabolism, like eating certain ratios of carbs to fats to proteins is really important for revving up your metabolism. And that's what we're going to be teaching you about and discovering as a community. So we're going to have a site for you that you can use to figure out like how many macros you should be eating. And we don't want you counting calories, but you have to have a calorie as a basis for it to track how much your macros would be. So there's a little link that we're going to put up for you so you can see it, and you can see it here, that you can use, and you put in and you follow the guide that we've given you to figure that out. And if you're on the Zoom training, we're going to go into more detail about that too. And if you missed the Zoom training, you can rewatch it later. We'll post it into the group. Because what we found is that we really needed to be eating 20 to 30 grams of protein about 6 times a day. And we were not doing that. We were eating a lot of carbs, but we weren't eating a lot of protein. And what we have found is that the good news is you will not be hungry. You actually probably get to the end of your day and be like, oh my gosh, I still have to eat protein.
More protein.
More protein. And we also found that it can be a lot of meat and eggs, and for vegetarians and vegans, and even those of us who don't eat tons and tons of meat, it can feel like a lot of meat. And so we found that using the isogenic shakes does a couple of things. First of all, it's easy, and we don't do hard. So we don't want anything that's hard, because this is already hard enough trying to live life and raise your kids and everything. Mm-hmm. And the other thing that it does is it greatly reduces the amount of meat that you have to eat, because you get 24 grams of protein in each shake. So if you're a vegan, you can use the vegetarian vegan shakes that use plant-based protein. So it just really simplified things for us. You don't have to do that. Maybe you have a different shake that you can use. But
it breaks up the monotony.
Yeah, it breaks up the monotony. And then also we found that when you enter the isogenic shakes into MyFitnessPal, like the proportions of fat, protein, and carbs are perfect. And so it just made it easier for us, because we're like, oh, good, I don't have to go figure out what kind of fat to add to my shake or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we have for you. So we're so excited. Check the document that's going to give you all the information with the paper tracking sheets. Watch for the Zoom link and have fun. And then the last part is that we need your help, because this month you're the contributors of this page. So you're going to be taking pictures of your food and posting ideas about what you're eating, because we're going to all help each other with ideas.
Yeah.
So it's really important that you're snapping pictures of what you're eating and posting it into the group to help people with ideas, okay?
Yeah, because usually, each month we have scheduled posts. So you got, where there's scheduled content posts, but we're not going to do that this month. We want a lot of group participation. And so we want our news feed to be filled with what you're doing, and we want to really unify this community and support and build each other up. So the more you guys participate, the more fun we're going to have, and the more we're going to learn from each other and get some really exciting tips. I'm excited.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right. Yay!